A couple of years ago, I started feeling seasick when I swam. It happens most of the time in open water, occasionally in the pool. I'm swimming in the same location under the same conditions. What can I do to overcome this? This is a good question. Sometimes people feel seasick just because of their vestibular system, which is kind of your balance system. A lot of the times I've had people try putting earplugs in to see if that would help. Taking some type of Dramamine is also helpful. You might want to experiment with that in the pool first, or I guess where you swim, but just stay if it's open water close by. But that kind of takes away that seasickness feeling. I've actually had people race with it because they have that feeling every time they race as well. So those are my only two recommendations, unfortunately. Hopefully they work, and I'm looking forward to hearing back to see if they did. What's the best way to get faster in the pool with limited time? I only have an hour for each swim workout with lane reservations, so trying to make the best use of the time I have. Well, I would honestly try to warm up pre-swim, so you can do that either on a spin bike or some type of on-deck stuff, so jumping jacks or whatever you can do, just to kind of get the heart rate up and just jump right into it. Swimming in general takes obviously a lot of technique and fitness. I really like to work on strength and power, and so I use a lot of paddles with a lot of my athletes and really just focus on what their needs are in terms of open water swimming, because that's what we were kind of focusing on in terms of racing. To get faster in the pool, unfortunately, it just takes time, a lot of technique, and I would highly suggest getting it looked at by your coach or someone who knows a little bit about swimming. I'd be happy to do that. You can just connect with me at angelanaeth.com and we can go from there. How do you transfer all the pool fitness and technique to open water for race season? I feel like my pool swim and open water racing never match up. This is a good question, and oftentimes it honestly just takes practice in open water. Open water and pool swimming are completely different. You can gain a lot of strength and endurance in the pool, but you have to get into open water for any type of technique and practice. Some of the things that I like to do in the pool is doing some hit-up swimming, trying to practice that you are in open water. Right away, though, as soon as the weather turns, I would get into open water. Do small swims if you can. Try to wear as much warm gear as you can so you can get in the water earlier. But it really is just trying to get into the environments that you're racing in. Unfortunately, that doesn't always is possible during the winter months, but hit up freestyle. Having someone in your lane and practicing with a bunch of people around you has always helped for 25s. But again, it's just practice of jumping into that lake, ocean, stream, river, whatever you can as soon as possible. How can you combat swim anxiety when it comes out of the left field, especially during a race? Only time it happens to me. I've tried staying away from others during the start, having a good warm-up, and staying in my pace group. But any other ideas are welcome. Yes, swim anxiety is huge. I'll tell you a short story that I had. I was so freaked out about being cold that I decided to use a space jacket underneath my wetsuit, and we started the swim, and I heated up so fast. I created myself a panic attack, and I had to literally stop swimming, pull it out, and just try to calm myself down. Other times I've had panic attacks as well, and some of the things that I do that have really, really helped, you have to control your breathing. So right away, I try to get out of the swim pack that I'm in. I just float on my back, take some deep breaths, kind of stretch out if I have a wetsuit on my neck, because sometimes that creates anxiety or starts it. But really it's about calming your mind. So if you can get into your mindset and just do deep, deep breaths, and just slowly start to bring your heart rate back up. I've had panic attacks like this before, and unfortunately I just had to kind of swim through it. But in order for me to do that, I had to slow down, stop, recollect myself, and then move forward. Really, I think that's the only way you can do it. The other idea is some people get really high anxiety using caffeine, And so if you are someone that gets anxious at the beginning of a race, I would recommend not taking any caffeine that morning, because it'll just exacerbate it a little bit more. If you're someone like me, which typically don't have anxiety pre-race, I like to take caffeine because it kind of enlivens me to kind of jumpstart. But caffeine can definitely induce anxiety, and so I would just take that away and try to experiment without it.